Alright, it's about noon on a Saturday and we're taking a last minute trip. We're going to go fishing again this season. I already put our salmon fishing poles away, but we're going to go on another trip. This is totally last minute. We're going to Valdez. We're going for silver salmon. I think it's like a 5.5 hour drive, so it'll probably take us a lot longer than that. These poles, last time we used them, we broke them. Actually, both of them. These are really old reels, and I got some new ones, some really cheap ones I bought. I'm going to put those on real quick. We're going to grab a net. I don't think we need our waders, and we're going to pack some food, and we're going to go. So these are the little reels I bought. I think I got them for $20. So we're gonna see if these work. Got two new ones of those. We're gonna bring our stringers, our scissors, beater sticks. We're gonna do 20-pound line, and you can snag these fish out there, which is when you just cast a big treble hook out there and you hook them anywhere on the body. But we've heard that these ones like to bite vibrexes. So that's a vibrex. We're gonna pick through this box and we're gonna find a few of these, and that's what we're gonna be using.
Of course, we're going to be bringing some food on this trip, and we have some of our coleslaw chopped up with some apples, and we're going to be bringing some salmon too. Up. There you go. Good job. All right, it is, I think, like 2 o'clock, and we're finally ready to head out. We have a long drive ahead of us, but this is my favorite part, the journey. Let's go.
Here we go. It is 2 o'clock, and I don't know how many miles this drive is, but like I said, it's 5.5 hours, and we've never been to Valdez. We've been close. We've probably been about an hour and a half from there. So here we go. All right, made it to Valdez. Not sure what it looks like because it's 9:30 at night and it's dark. We're gonna do a little fishing. I think we found the spot where you're supposed to fish here. I got a pink one. Arielle's using orange, I think. We're gonna see if we get anything tonight. If not, get back at it tomorrow.
No, I want orange. I want the orange one in here.
I got pink.
See, there's an orange one down in there. That one I used last time.
This one?
No, it's orange. That's fine. See, I'm gonna use orange. Time to go fishing?
Yeah. Let's go fish for a little. Get in there, boys. Well, 10:10 p.m. Nothing yet. It's almost low tide, so I think we're here at like the worst time to fish. But we're staying tomorrow, and we're gonna catch a better time to fish. We're seeing fish jump out here. These fish are supposed to be like 9 or 10 pounds out here, we've heard. But we're not catching it yet. They're not biting, so we're gonna keep at it for a little while longer. And I guess if we don't catch anything tonight, we're gonna sleep in the Toyota Tundra Inn, and we're gonna be back out here in the morning.
We have to eat dinner and cruise the town though first.
We do have to eat dinner and cruise the town.
Hey, you almost look like you got one. All right, it's a little before 4 a.m. and I think high tide's in an hour and a half. So we're gonna head out there, go fishing again. Okay, lot of action this morning. There's fish out there for sure. Seals are coming in and pushing them into the shoreline. And Eric's using his Jedi powers and sight fishing them. He changed over to a hook with a weight to see if that would work. I still have the spinner. They don't seem to be responding to that this time right now.
It's crazy because these fish are so big in the water. I thought it was a seal.
You thought it was a seal?
I thought it was a seal, but it was a fish. There is a seal out here.
Yeah, I know there's a seal.
But they're like...
He's working it.
Right there.
Yep.
Oh my gosh. Finally. We were having to work for these fish. We got one. That's a big silver. Oh my gosh, that thing's huge. They're out here now though, so I'm gonna keep fishing.
Yeah, you get back in there. I'll do that.
Okay. Thanks, babe.
Okay, so Eric's caught 2 fish so far. We met a really nice family that was able to lend Eric some thicker line because these fish are just massive. So he's got 50-pound line on there now. I think we both underestimated how big these fish are. That fish is huge. I'm pretty sure it's over 8 pounds because I always compare everything to our cat and that feels like it's over 8 pounds for sure. That was a male. I got it cleaned and put away. Any luck?
It's picking up. Well, kind of picking up. We got 3, which is sweet. They're huge. It's like compared to getting like 6 normal sized fish. Luckily the people in Alaska are usually awesome folks, and a lady here took me up to her truck and hooked me up with 50-pound braided line. I was snapping my hooks off on these fish. They're so big, and we were using 20-pound line. And we noticed that they're not biting our spinners, so we both have snagging hooks on it. We're just sight fishing. We're going along this kind of clear water and we're looking for the fish. We're hooking this out there and we're trying to snag them and pull them in. But huge fish. Can't believe it. It's crazy. I actually thought one was a seal for a second.
So that's the line that's making the difference?
Yeah, this is the big one I just caught. He's missing part of his tail, like a seal bit him or something. This was in him, so someone tried to catch him.
You got an extra hook?
Yeah, they broke their line in him, and then look at the other side of him. I think that's where I hooked him, maybe. But look at this nice big fish. Someone actually snagged him in the mouth. I barely got this one. Barely got him. So, eating a granola bar too. Keep fishing.
So heavy.
These are huge. Okay, we're taking a break. We're gonna eat some, I guess, breakfast. What time is it?
8?
It's only 8:30. What time we got up at what? 3? 3 morning? Did you get attacked? Who attacked you? Oh, a bunny rabbit? A little bunny rabbit attacked you?
Trying to attack bunny rabbits.
Oh, that's so sad. That's so sad. Oh, Bo. Old dude. Sucks being old. Arielle knows. So this is pretty cool. We're kind of checking out Valdez. We're kind of across the bay from the main city, I think. We stopped and got some coffee, and we're checking out a fish hatchery, and I believe it's pink salmon, and I'm pretty sure there's like a really big cannery here that cans pink salmon. It's like a really big deal around here. But we're gonna go down and check out where these pink salmon kind of work their way up this creek. I think it's kind of late in the season, but I don't know if you can hear behind me or see, the seagulls out here are insane. There's like thousands of them. Millions.
So you want my coffee for me, I think?
Millions. Oh, there's another one. These are sea lions. They're huge. They're eating these huge fish. Crazy.
Okay, it is lunchtime, and then we're gonna go fishing. It's maybe an hour after low tide, and I think that during high tide is better, but we still have to get home today because it's really far away, like 300 miles or so. And Eric's been seeing fish jump behind us, so I think we're gonna get down there with some spinners and see if we can get any more fish.
Arielle's going with the MEPS, real colorful one. I'm going with the number 6 Vibrax, big one. I don't know. We'll see if we can get one right now. Middle of the day, I don't know if the fishing's gonna be too good, but we're gonna try.
See how it's not
Go easy.
biting? Right now. Oh my gosh.
Get it to shore.
My first one! Yes!
Good job.
That's a beauty!
That's a huge one.
Yes! She bit it. Right?
Oh my gosh.
She bit all 3. That is a monster. She's huge. I'm so excited. We've been out here. I think it's like 3 p.m. maybe. This is my first silver I caught the whole trip. She's a beauty. I want to get back to fishing.
Got another one. Aaron and I both had them. Hers broke. Look at that. Number 6. I gotta get back out there. Damn it.
I'm sorry. That was a really good. You almost
good
had
effort,
it.
right?
You almost had him.
Gosh. It's probably the hardest fish I've ever caught. And one of the biggest. He's longer. I think it might be the biggest one. Big male, right? Gorgeous. He bit it. He bit it.
Can I have a high five? Well, it is 6:13 and we are headed home. The fish have been jumping really, really well and we've been actively fishing. In fact, I'm pretty sure both Eric and Mai's back is broken because of this. We got super lucky this time. We are heading home with our limit of 12 beautiful coho salmon from Valdez with amazing help from a really awesome person. We have already been here longer than we expected because this was a impromptu trip, but we definitely are going to come back because Valdez is incredible. We want to come back at least for a few days and check out all the scenery. Now we're headed home for our long trip and we're going to see if we can find some coffee.
We found coffee.
So like a million.
I know.
Like a merchant.
It's delicious. Thank you.
Thank you.
You too. This coffee shop's good.
No
if you guys are in Valdez, go to the coffee shop right next to the Valdez sign. It's our second time here, and it's hard to get a good cup of coffee that's really hot, and they do it really hot. Let's try this. Let's try Arielle's. Whoa, that's good. Okay, let's head home, people. It's 6:30. Goodbye, Valdez. Thanks for having us. Oh, never mind. I gotta get gas real quick.
No, I mean, looking for fillet. You're gonna get off of them. That's the biggest one. That's for the next biggest one.
30 inches.
This one may be the next biggest one. Right, we've got our fish cleaned and we are ready to process them. This is the biggest fish I caught. It's a female and she's beautiful. I think she was 29 inches. And there's another male here that is 30 inches. That's the biggest one. We have some smaller fish over here, but honestly, I can't even call this small. These are all silver salmon and they are all absolutely beautiful, much bigger than we expected. We're gonna get a lot of meat for preserving, which is absolutely awesome. We both had a blast. I think we finally recovered from the trip and we're excited to get these filleted and make some cool recipes with them. And I know for sure we're definitely gonna go back there in the future because these fish are just awesome.
Okay, well, I'm not gonna lie, that drive home to the cabin, pretty sure I thought it was never gonna end. It was like over 6 hours, 320 miles, and we drove through the night. I think we got home at like 2 in the morning or something. It was all a blur, but it's definitely a fun place to go. We're gonna go back next year. These fish are huge. These are the biggest silver salmon we've ever caught. It was extremely fun fishing. But we're going to get this guy filleted. This is the big one. Arielle mentioned we're going to do a couple different recipes. These are both going to be canning recipes. We're going to do like half and half. Half of it we're going to brine, half of it we're going to smoke. We're going to add some cool things, and we're going to can it all. But we got 12 fish here, and we're going to get them filleted. Because this is one of the bigger ones. That is a massive fillet. You're gonna get a ton of that. I'm thinking one of those fillets will do at least 2 pint jars, at least. So we're gonna get a lot of food. Okay, last one. Takes a while to do these fish. We're getting some huge fillets. We're gonna finish this one, get cleaned up. Arielle's finishing scraping those, getting a little extra meat off of them. And I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut up some chunks and we're gonna start brining half of this salmon. We're gonna get started on this first one. We're gonna do a brine on these, and we're gonna be canning these. So I'm gonna cut them into strips about 1 inch to 2 inches thick, and we're gonna be canning these ones with the skin on. So I'm gonna leave the skin on them. And the brine's easy. We're gonna do 5 cups of brown sugar. We're gonna do 2 cups of salt. We're gonna put it in our big bucket. And like I said, we're gonna cut these into strips. We're gonna do 12 fillets. So that's half the fish. That'll be 6 fish. And we're gonna mix it up in that bucket. Probably gonna let these ones sit for just like maybe 12 to 18 hours. We don't want them too salty. And then we'll rinse the brine off of them, and then we'll move on to the next step. And we're gonna keep these cold. So as soon as I get these all chopped into strips and get the brine on them, they're gonna go back in the ice chest with some ice to make sure they stay nice and cold. So we're going for chunks about like that. Some nice looking salmon. These fillets are huge. I still can't get over how big these fish were down there. When we were down there, a really nice lady, she actually gave me a bunch of 50-pound braided line, which was awesome because we went down there with just regular fishing line that was 20-pound, and we've done it before where we go fishing at these places. We're not expecting the fish to be that powerful, and we snap our line, we lose a lot of fish. So we're gonna be changing over our lines to 50-pound braided line for sure before we go for these fish again. And one of the cool parts about when you're canning salmon is you don't need to be too careful about getting all the bones out. We just get the big bones out, and then we leave all the small pin bones in there, and you process these for like 100 minutes in the pressure canner, so all the bones just kind of dissolve. So it's super easy, you don't have to be too careful at all. Just about done here, and then we'll mix our salt and sugar on this fish. So here goes our dry brine. It's gonna start off with just sugar and salt, and it's gonna draw a lot of liquid out of this fish, enough where it's actually gonna submerge this fish in the brine. So I have 5 cups of brown sugar. We make our own brown sugar. It's really easy. You just add molasses to regular sugar, and then we're gonna do 2 cups of salt. I'm just gonna mix this up. Okay, into the ice chest. I don't know, maybe 12 to 18 hours. So we might check it tonight, or we might wait till tomorrow morning. Then we're gonna rinse this batch off. Last time we didn't rinse it off. It's a little salty. We're not going for too salty of a brine on this one. Well, I thought smoker season was done. So I put the smoker away. We went on this last fishing trip. We caught our fish. So I pulled the smoker back out. Still recovering from this trip. It was a lot of driving, a lot of action-packed fishing. So I made myself another cup of coffee, but we're going to get the smoker fired up. We're just going to start it with some kindling, and I got a bunch of birch. I'm pretty happy with the birch. I just started smoking the fish earlier this year with the birch. It's easier for me to get because I don't have to go to the backwoods to get it. I can just get out of the woodshed, and I haven't really noticed a flavor difference compared to the alder. So we're using birch again this time. Okay, I'm gonna get this little fire really hot. Gonna kind of clean off the grill for us, and then I want to keep the skin intact on this fish, so I'm gonna put a little bit of olive oil on the grill, make it easy to peel the fish off, and then we'll put a little salt on the fish, and then we'll start throwing the birch on, put the door on, and we'll go for about 4 hours on this batch. Man, I still can't get over how big these fish were. That's 2 fillets off that big male. But we let this go for about 4 hours. It smells really good. We're gonna get started canning this one first. So we're pulling these off, and we're gonna get everything set up on the table. We're gonna start slicing these into nice strips. Look at that, those are huge. Those are huge. Okay, perfect. These are beautiful.
Got some celery for our recipe, and we're also grabbing an onion and some parsley too.
The first recipe we're going to be doing was one that was actually sent to us by someone that lives up here in Alaska, and they said it was like the best thing ever. They used to make a ton of it. We're going to kind of alter it a little bit, but her recipe was you do the salmon like you usually would in a jar, and you add a tablespoon of tomato sauce, a tablespoon of hot sauce, think it was like maybe salt and pepper, but that was it. And we're gonna do that, but we're also gonna do celery, onion, and parsley.
From the garden, of course. Yeah, this is gonna be different for us. We don't usually, usually keep it really simple. Sometimes we don't even season the fish, so we'll smoke it and can it. But this is gonna be kind of fancy.
Yep,
we're excited for it.
We've caught a lot of salmon this year, so this is gonna be kind of a cool recipe. I'm gonna slice these into chunks. They're gonna fit in the jars. We usually don't leave the skin on either, but we're gonna leave the skin on this time. And you're gonna chop the veggies?
Yes.
Cool.
I'll put these in the bowl. Sure.
Yeah.
And then we're gonna
Parsley.
put all that stuff on top.
Yeah, let's put the fish in there.
Ever pan too much salmon and says it's too much salmon?
No, but this is gonna be really good.
That's not even half. That's not even a quarter of a fillet that we just did. We're gonna be here all day.
It smells really good.
Always helps to have your gear ready ahead of time. We have all our jars rinsed and cleaned, and we've got our lids and our bands all counted out. Although I think we didn't anticipate it's going to be quite a bit more than we anticipated. We only have 35, and I think it's going to be well over 40, maybe 50.
I think it's gonna be like
60?
between this one and the other recipe, it'll probably be about 60 jars. This is gonna be a lot. These don't fit a lot in here. We're trying to keep them in chunks and keep the meat kind of together. Usually when we do canned salmon, we just take it off the skin and we pack it in there. But this one, we're gonna try to make it look kind of good, right? I don't know about you, but putting top potato and tomato sauce, I don't think we can go wrong.
Oh, it's obvious. What do you think if I start to put them in the pressure canner as
Sure.
we get these?
Okay, one more. So how many jars have we made so far?
I've got 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You have 10.
So that's at least a 10 there.
So it'll make over 20.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll probably end up with under 50 jars. But so how many you got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I'm not saying you can't. We'd probably just make them all, right? Just leave them aside.
Yeah. It's not like they're hot packed or anything. You just make them all. So I look forward to a lot of our food, but these, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to these ones. We're doing super easy. We're just putting onion in there in the bottom, a little handful of the celery, a little bit of parsley. Actually, I'm doing quite a bit of parsley. We got a bunch of that to use. We're packing the salmon in there. Like I said, we're doing it skin side out. So these look kind of cool when they're in the jars. And hopefully it'll make this salmon kind of stay together. That way you can just kind of pull out a chunk. Because you pressure can these for 100 minutes and it kind of, I don't know, kind of really cooks the salmon. So hopefully these will stay together for us. We pack them in, and then I'm doing some hot sauce, about that much. And then we're doing a little bit of tomato sauce. And that's it. We'll see how these turn out.
All right, last one in the pressure canner. We have 23 jars that we completed, so it'll fit in both of these loads, which is awesome. We're gonna get these started and clean up and get started on our next recipe.
Okay, we're getting stuff ready for our second recipe. We're gonna use the brined fish. So we still gotta wash that off and dry it, but I'm gonna grab some garlic and start peeling this. Our garlic is not all the way dry. So I'm gonna take some of the ones that kind of aren't gonna store as long. You can tell they kind of are coming apart. We're gonna take those, I'm gonna peel them. The best way we found to peel them is I stick them in a mason jar. I'm gonna use a quart, and we just shake the heck out of them. Since these aren't cured all the way, they're kind of a pain to peel. So I'm gonna get started peeling garlic.
That's a big one.
Time to shake it. Put them out for you and you can sort through them.
Has anyone ever told you you're like a child? Oh.
You told me I act like a child all the time.
What's going on here?
Okay, so this is the salmon that we cured. And yesterday when we did it, I think it's been about 18 hours. We just did the sugar and the salt. We did no liquid, but if you look in here, yep, it is completely covered in liquid. So that brine just draws all the moisture out of the fish. And it's kind of cool. It really firms up the fish. This fish is a lot firmer than the ones we just smoked. This one has a nice red color to it. But we're going to rinse this off completely, and then we're going to pat it dry, and then we'll be ready to put it in our jar. So I'm going to put it in here first, and I'm going to rinse it with some water. Oh my gosh, look at the color on that skin. Next batch, we're doing the cured salmon. We're gonna pack in the jars. We're doing a lot of jalapeno in there. We're doing a lot of garlic in there. And then we're gonna do a little bit of ginger and some olive oil. What do you think?
That's a lot of ginger.
Too much ginger?
Ginger's very
Smell
good.
that.
No, that's pretty fine.
Okay.
I would do it here less than next one.
What do you think? Olive oil on top, probably?
Yeah.
Right.
I'll put some olive oil on top and then.
Beautiful.
Silvery, reflective mermaid skin.
This is absolutely perfect. We're gonna have 3 batches exactly, and we double stack in our pressure canners. So our pressure canners, they hold 16 in each one. So we got one going in there. We're gonna do this one in there, and then we'll have one more to do after that. We're gonna do these all for 100 minutes. Well, I just got back from town. I was filling up our propane tanks, and Arielle was handling the canning for us. I walked into the house, and it is probably the best this house has ever smelled. That is because of this canned salmon right here. This is the one with the tomato sauce and the hot sauce. It looks beautiful. It's got a nice dark color to it. It just smells amazing. I cannot wait to try that one. This batch is done, so let's take a look and see what these ones look like. Okay, these ones also look amazing. We ended up with 46 jars all together, which is great. We did really well on salmon this year. It's the most salmon we've ever caught in our lives in a year. So a lot of this salmon is going to carry us on to next year. We did that purposely. We wanted to focus a lot on fishing this year. So next year, we could focus a little more on hunting, a little more on building. So a lot of this salmon will be next year too. All we've got left to do tonight is finish this last batch, but that is going to do it. Again, we're just super thrilled with this salmon. It was a great trip, and we'll see you guys next time.